Thank you to our host and to all our colleagues and friends. We would like to welcome you to the orientation of Cohort 2 NAYAP NTC Lunduyan Scholars. I know most of you, have not all, are very busy right now because it is the end of the school year. And some of you just came off from work, but still, you decided to join us in this activity. And with that, we greatly appreciate your effort for your professional development. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Florentino L. Varon Jr., but you can call me June. I am the NAYAP focal person for the NAYAP NTC Lunduyan training programs, and today I will be discussing to you the scholar's contract, the duties and responsibilities of DepEd scholars in accordance to the DepEd Memorandum 82 Series of 2020. Now, let me discuss a brief information of the processes that your registration have gone through and will go through in the next few weeks. If you could still remember, you signed up through the online registration of Lunduyan. And this will not be possible without the NAYAP memorandum with the subject call for online registration for the available slots of NTC Lunduyan dated March 29, 2022. Because of this NAYAP memorandum, we were able to offer online registration to all the remaining slots of Lunduyan. So after the registration was closed, we have checked the registration, clean up the list, and finally we came up with the final listing of those who will be included in Cohort 2 of Lunduyan training program. And the reason why you are here is because you are included in the final list of Cohort 2 Lunduyan training program. I'm pretty sure that you have received your confirmation, email of confirmation or email of invitation from the National Teachers College or NTC. Originally, the online registration is supposed to be open only until May 30 of 2022, but it was extended until June 3, and finally we closed it last June 10, 2022 so that we can accommodate more participants for our training programs. Now, as I have said earlier, you are already included in Cohort 2 of the Lunduyan training program. So, what are you supposed to do next? At this point, we are assuming that your letter of intent and copy of the contract is ready, or it has been submitted to your division focal persons. However, don't worry if you have not submitted it yet. Don't worry, you still have time to accomplish these documents. Since we have extended our online registration, it is also necessary that we extend the submission or the deadline for the submission of the letter of intent and contract. So when is the new deadline for the submission of the LOI and contract? So please take note of the following date. For the letter of intent, originally it is supposed to be submitted last June 3, 2022, but we are extending it until June 1st of this year. I repeat, for the LOI or letter of intent, the extended submission deadline is on July 1st, 2022. And same thing with the copy of the contract of the scholars. We are also extending it until July 1st of 2022. Ayan. So, just make sure that you are able to accomplish these documents and submit this to your division focal person. Sir, hindi po namin alam kung sino yung aming division focal person. Don't worry. You can send us an email for an inquiry of who is your division focal person, and we would be more than glad to assist you with your concern. I'll be providing the email address of the delivery team of NAYAP later in my presentation. Pakiready lang po ang inyong mga notebook at ballpen. So, okay pa po ba tayo dyan? Pa-thumbs up naman po, pa-thumbs up react kung ready pa pong makinig sa mga susunod na discussion. Yan, thank you so much po. Sige, so let's continue. After you have submitted your letter of intent and copy of the contract to the division focal person, the division focal person will collect all these documents, collate it, and will submit it to the regional focal person before July 8 of 2022. And then the regional focal person will upload all the collected files or documents to the Google Drive that we have provided to them. NAIAP Central Office have provided a Google Drive per region where the regional focal person can upload all the documents that they are collecting. And after they have uploaded the file, they will need to update the submission tracker before July 15 of 2022. So, for the next part of the presentation, what is really inside or what is in the contract of DepEd scholars? As I have said a while ago, this is in accordance with the DepEd Memorandum 82 series of 2020. All DepEd scholars or participants shall, number 1, maintain the academic standards and other course requirements set by the program of the institution and Department of Education or DepEd, and that failure to do so would be sufficient grounds for disqualification and termination of the participation to the program. Second, conduct himself or herself in such manner that will uphold the moral integrity and professionalism of DepEd public servant. This is another important that you have to remember and take note. The third one is all DepEd scholars or participants should submit to the head of the office and to the Department of Education through the National Educators Academy of the Philippines or NAEAP a copy of the NAEAP PDP Action Plan. Sir, hindi po namin alam kung paano gawin yung action plan. Don't worry po. There is actually a template that has been shared to all scholars. At susundan nyo lang po yung template na yun, lalagyan nyo lang po ng mga information that is being asked. Yun lang po. And we are not asking the scholars to submit a long version of their action plan. We just want them to submit a brief version of the action plan. Again, brief version lang po. So, what does the action plan contain? It contains lessons for the conduct of the ECHO seminars to share new learnings, teaching innovations, and strategies to their co-workers and administrators, various trainings, program highlights, and general impressions constituting a general evaluation of the program at the end of the program or course. So I hope this part is very clear to all our attendees today. Sir, kailan po namin isa-submit yung aming action plan? Ito po, karaniwan tong tinatanong sa amin. As you have seen in the discussion po or in the presentation, you're supposed to submit your action plan or the NAEAP PDP action plan at the end of your training program. Meaning, hindi po to kasabay ng pag-submit sa inyong letter of intent at copy of the contract. Kasi isa-submit nyo po ang action plan pag natapos nyo na po ang inyong training program. Ayan. So, sana po maliwanag po yan. Next, implement the ECHO seminars and LAC sessions and submit to the Quality Assurance Division. Next is, all DepEd scholars are supposed to teach the subject or do this in the lax session on the course in which they participated and continue to serve their school, division, or region for at least 3 years, which is the service obligation equivalent for a year of scholarship or a fraction thereof. So I hope this part is also clear to all of us that if you participate in a scholarship program or DepEd, there is a return of service, and in every year that you have used the scholarship program, you're supposed to serve the Department of Education for 3 years or a fraction of thereof, and also fulfill the service obligation as required under Section 17 and 19, Rule 8 of the Omnibus Rules of Implementing Book 5 of Executive Order Number 292. Finally, DepEd scholars are supposed to refund in full to DepEd such sums of money as may have been defrayed by the Philippine government for expenses incidental for having attended the program or course for failure to comply with any of the foregoing conditions through the scholar's fault or willful neglect, resignation from the service, transfer to other agencies, voluntary retirement, or other causes within one's control. Meaning, we do not encourage withdrawals, especially po for short courses like Lunduyan. Again, we discourage withdrawals. Kasi you have to refund in full the amount that DepEd, the amount of the training program that you enrolled in. Kaya doon sa online registration natin, we ask you to read all the information, and before you click the submit button, dapat po na pag-isipang mabuti ang pag-join sa ating training programs. However, for reason beyond the control of the teacher or school leader's participant, the conditions do not apply provided that all documentary requirements, including certifications, are met and are acceptable to DepEd. So, meaning, if it's really needed and it's beyond the control of the participants, you may withdraw, but you're going to submit a withdrawal letter and also some certification as a proof of your reason for the withdrawal in the training program. So again, my dear colleagues and friends, I hope this parts of the discussion, especially yung laman ng kontrata, is clear to everyone po. Now, on the latter part of the contract, you can see there the set of signatories for your contract. And who is the first one to sign your contract? Of course, it's the NEA PDP participants. You guys, kayo po ang unang pipirma sa inyong kontrata. The next to sign is your direct supervisor. So, sir, sino nga po ba yung aming direct supervisor? This is one of the most frequent questions that we are receiving here in NEAP Central Office. So, sino nga ba talaga ang direct supervisor? It actually depends on what category you are included in. So, if you wanted to find out, sige nga po, pa-thumbs up ulit kung nakikinig pa po ba at gustong malaman sino ang direct supervisor na dapat nakapirma sa inyong kontrata. Yan, thank you so much po sa inyong mga reactions. Okay, sige po. If you are a teacher, your direct supervisor could be any of the two. The first one is your school head or your principal po. The second one is your public school district supervisor or the PSDS assigned in your district. So sana po, clear po yan ha. If you're a teacher, your direct supervisor could be your school head or your principal or your public school district supervisor. If you are a school head, your direct supervisor could be any of the following. First one is your public school district supervisor. Second one is your SGOD chief. The third one is your SDS or the superintendent of the division you are included in. If the position is higher than the school head or the principal, the signatories for the direct supervisor could be the SGOD chief or the superintendent or SDS of the division. So I hope those information are clear to all our attendees today. Next, you also need to have your contract be signed by the regional HRDD chief and the regional director. And finally, when submitting the copy of the contract to the NAIAP Central Office, the remaining signatory should only be Director John Arnold Shena, the Director 4 of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines. So ulitin ko po, kapag na-submit po ang inyong copy ng contract sa NAIAP Central Office, dapat po ang natitira na lang na signatory ay yung kay Director John Arnold Shena po. Sir, dapat po ba kaming mag-submit ng printed copy ng aming contract? Ayan, isa rin po ito sa mga frequent questions na natatanggap namin. As of this moment, NAIAP Central Office is only requiring soft copy or electronic copy of your contract. Ulitin ko po, we are only requiring soft copy or electronic copy of your contract. If your regional and division office is requiring you to submit a printed copy of your contract, please do so because it's for the purpose of bookkeeping and documentation of your respective regional and division offices. Okay? Finally, kailangan na po bang ipanotarize ang inyong kontrata? Ulitin ko po, kailangan na po bang ipanotarize ang inyong kontrata? Answer is no. You do not need to have the contract notarized. Why? Kasi po wala pang pirma doon sa part ni Director Shena. So when you submit your contract to the NAIAP Central Office, the contract is not notarized yet. Hindi pa po na notarize. Now, para lang po clear tayo, ang pag-submit po ng inyong kontrata and letter of intent is through your division focal person, and then the division focal person will collate and collect all the documents and submit it to the regional focal person, and the regional focal person is the one who's going to upload it in the Google Drive that NAIAP Central Office has provided. So, these are a bit of summary of what I have discussed earlier. All the scholars, you're supposed to enroll in your chosen program or course, which you already did through the online registration. You're supposed to attend the program and not just attend, please finish your program. So attend and finish your program or course. Submit all program or course requirements. Siyempre, hindi pwedeng nag-a-attend lang tayo. May mga hihingin po ang inyong facilitator na outputs and you're supposed to submit that because this is a training program. Next, you're supposed to submit a receive a passing grade or satisfactory rating in the course or program you enrolled in. In short, you're supposed to pass the training program. And how are you going to do that? You attend and finish the program and submit all necessary requirements. And finally, you're supposed to prepare, submit, and implement your NAIAP PDP action plan. And I repeat, ipapasa po ito after the training program. Okay po? This is the sample of the NEA PDP action plan template. Katulad ng sabi ko sa inyo kanina, we are not asking the scholars to submit a long version of the PDP action plan. If you use this template, it will not take you too long to accomplish this. Just provide us a brief information of your action plan, and that would be enough to us. And for our ways forward, for our dear scholars, our dear colleagues and friends, if you have not submitted your letter of intent or LOI and the signed copy of your contract to your division focal person, please submit these documents until July 1st of 2022. You're also supposed to finish and to attend and finish the program or course you enrolled in, submit the necessary requirements so that you can pass the training program, and also you're supposed to make an account. If you do not have an account yet in PDIS, you're supposed to create an account in PDIS, or if you already have one, you're supposed to update your account in PDIS. On the part of NAIAP, we're going to share the list of scholars to the regional focal persons, and the regional focal persons are the one to share this list to the division focal persons. And for the next part of our presentation, we will be showing you an overview of the NAIAP Professional Development Information System, or what we call the PDIS. And I hope your pen and paper is ready right now to take note some of the information which you will be seeing in the presentation. And again, thank you so much for listening in my discussion. Enjoy learning, everyone.
Welcome to the Professional Development Information System, or PDIS. The National Educators Academy of the Philippines, NAIAP, will utilize the information system to store, track, monitor, and analyze the participation of our valued teachers and school leaders in learning and development programs, courses, and other professional development interventions. PDIS is important in terms of decision making on PD interventions and initiatives at the school level, SDOs, and ROs. PDIS is not just a storage device like flash drive or a tracking device with GPS, or a monitoring system of teachers' professional development programs. PDIS will serve as a guide towards teachers' desired professional path and career progression that are aligned with the Philippine professional standards for teachers and the professional development curriculum. This will also be used for validating your participation to activities as a requirement for career progression. For NAIAP SIM recipients who have already registered their SIM cards, here are the steps in resetting your PDIS password and updating your profile. Step 1. Go to https://pdis.deped.gov.ph/password/reset. You will arrive at a web page looking like this. Step 2. Enter your @deped.gov.ph email address. Step 3. Open your @deped.gov.ph email account. You will find an email coming from PDIS at deped.gov.ph or pdis.naap@naap.ph.education. This could vary depending on your region, with subject line reset password notification. If there's no email from the PDIS in your inbox, kindly check your spam folder. Step 4. Click the Reset Password button indicated in the email. The email will look similar to this. Step 5. You will be directed to another web page. Enter your desired password on the fields indicated and click Change Password when done. Your PDIS password reset does not affect your DepEd email account password. The web page will look similar to this. Step 6. After a successful password reset, you will be directed to update your PDIS profile. After completing all the necessary fields, you will be able to use the features of the PDIS. The PDIS will look like this. Please note that other PDIS features are currently being updated, and your PDIS password does not affect your DepEd email password and vice versa. For non-SIM recipients, Teacher 1 to Master Teacher 4, register via www.deped.gov.ph/neap/register.html. Wait for further instructions from NAEAP via email notifying that PDIS account has been created. Then reset PDIS account and update PDIS profile. For other categories, wait for an email from NAEAP for the registration link. Wait for further instructions from NAEAP via email notifying that PDIS account has been created. Then reset PDIS account and update PDIS profile. For more information or inquiries on PDIS, email us at naep.register@deped.gov.ph. Visit and like the official Facebook page of NAEAP at https://www.facebook.com/DepEdNAEAP and be updated with the latest professional development opportunities. Thank you and make use of your PDIS.
Before we proceed with the discussion, we would like to highlight that currently this NAEAP communications package does not cover the school leaders. Moreover, we encourage our teachers and master teachers to update or create their PDIS accounts. We also encourage all school leaders to create your PDIS account. However, we will be waiting for other guidelines to be released for your category. Good day, everyone. This is Joanna Marasigan, and I will be facilitating the discussion on NAEAP's communications package. Last October 28, 2021, NAEAP conducted a ceremonial mass orientation of teachers on the NAEAP communications package. Through the usage of this NAEAP SAM card, NAEAP would like to help in and provide professional development opportunities for teachers 1 to 3 or master teachers 1 to 4. The package includes all network calls and texts, 6 gigabyte open data wallet, and 1 gigabyte daily wallet. The recipients will only receive the succeeding top-ups once they have enrolled in NAIOP recognized professional development programs. Therefore, the participants of NTC Lunduyan programs who are also NAIOP SIM card recipients are entitled to receive their monthly top-up in order for them to complete the course. The list of the active participants per month will be sent to the responsible unit for the top up. Take note that the participant must be an active participant of the course to receive the monthly top up. We would like to reiterate that you have to register your NAIOP SIM card and enroll or participate in NAIOP recognized programs before you receive your top up. Kindly register your NAIOP SIM card number at www.deped.gov.ph/NAIOP/register.html. Okay, so for cases of lost SIM cards, the following shall be presented by the concerned personnel to the smart store nearest to his or her residence. So that's SIM card holder and packaging, notarized affidavit of loss, and DepEd ID. So the request for replacement will be disapproved should the personnel fail to present all of the said requirements. On the other hand, once a request is approved and the new SIM is received, the personnel will be asked to provide his or her STO and school for the smart store's documentation. Okay, so for the teachers who are non-NAIOP SIM card recipients but still fall in the category of the target recipients, kindly communicate with your property custodian or SDO on the processes regarding the reimbursement of your load allowance. You can also check the memorandum on the delivery and distribution of NAIOP SIM cards. But still, we encourage that you register your personal or nominated SIM card number through www.deped.gov.ph/NAIOP/register.html to receive a notification regarding your PDIS account. Please note that due to the volume of new accounts, please expect an email from the Professional Development Information System or PDIS or a text message from DepEd Care prompting you to reset your PDIS password. So that's 30 days or more upon registration. Also, kindly check your primary inbox and spam messages because there are instances wherein email on PDIS might have landed on the spam section. With that, should you have further questions and or clarifications regarding the NAIOP SIM card, kindly email us at askanaip@deped.gov.ph. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Joanna Maresigan, for the discussion about the NAIOP communication package. And I hope the discussion is very clear to all of us. And as promised earlier, we will be providing you the email address of the delivery team of NAIOP if in case you have any concern or queries that you wanted to raise to us. So this is our email address. Feel free to send us a message for any concern or inquiry regarding the uh, various professional development program of NAIOP. You can reach us at pdd@pdi@deped.gov.ph. Just give us a couple of days to answer your query because we are receiving different concerns regarding the various development programs of NAIOP every day. And also, if you have any concern about the PDIS and inquiry about it, feel free to send us an email through naap.registrar@debet.gov.ph. And if ever you have any concern about the NAIOP SIM card, feel free to send us an email through asknaap@debet.gov.ph. Ayan po. So, again, maraming salamat for attending this orientation and enjoy learning everyone. Bye-bye.